Hello and welcome back to your mat. And today I'm recording at Lake Michigan, or on Lake Michigan, and behind me is Portage Bay. So you might hear the waves a little bit. We'll see. There's a little bit of wind here, but otherwise, let's get started with today's class. So today's class is a grounding flow to help you balance the earth element. And this class is really the inspiration came from the TCM course, which is Traditional Chinese Medicine course that I just finished up. So you don't need to have any prior knowledge about that. It's not really necessary for today's class, but it is inspired from that. So the earth element, we're going to work through some of the meridians energetically through the poses that we're going to be doing. So again, if that doesn't make sense to you or doesn't resonate with you, let that go away. The poses are still going to give you a feel-good grounding element, and that's what we're really going for in today's class. So I would recommend having at least one block handy if you have that. Actually, only need one. So if you have a block, that'd be great. If you don't, you can do the class without that. I'll show you a modification as we go along. Today's quote is by George Washington Carver. "Nothing is more beautiful than the loveliness of the woods before sunrise." So as we're working kind of with this earth element and grounding our energy and grounding our bodies, that would be it's a great quote for today. So we're going to start, and this is where the block could come in handy. We're going to start in Virasana, or Hero's Pose. So Hero's Pose is sitting back on your heels, or to make this a little easier, or like I like to do it when I'm sitting for a bit, is sit back on a block between your heels. So you decide, you can sit either on your heels. You could also just sit cross-legged if that works better for you. But I love sitting in what's called Hero's Pose on a block. It's just great. And you can also raise that block up if you like. So we're already getting into some of the meridians in our legs here. But again, I'm not going to go into big detail on the meridians, because that's a whole nother thing. But just know throughout today's class, the poses we're going to be working through those different energetic meridians through our body to help with the earth element from a TCM lens, of course. So we're going to start here, and I just want you to clasp your hands, go ahead and interlace them, and then bring them up overhead. Really stretch up, stretching through the side body, lengthen as if you could get tall from here. Come out of your seat with leaving your hips grounded. So we are going for that grounding element also. So we're grounding the hips, but we're rising out of the hips for the top half of our body. So there's a nice inhale, and on the exhale, I want you to cactus your arms and bring them down and open the chest. We'll do that a few times. So inhale, clasp the hands overhead, rise them up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Let's go twice more. Inhale, reach up, reach toward the sky, and exhale, cactus your arms down, open that chest. Once more. Inhale, rise your arms up overhead, and exhale into a nice cactus here. And release all of that. Now from here, you can go ahead and get rid of the block, and you can stay on your heels if you like for just a moment. We're actually going to start moving here. So, but from Hero's Pose, we're just going to step the right foot forward and come into a lunge here. So we're going to come into our nice little low lunge. And you can decide how you want to do this. You can be a little bit more upright, or you can come forward some more. So you decide, whatever works for you. So we're going to come into our lunge, and then from here we're going to drop that left hand down and come into a nice lunge twist. So we're going to actually revolve that lunge and open your whole body off to the right. So look up at that hand, really, and you can close your eyes if you like here. You can gaze up at that thumb. And then you're going to exhale and come back into your Hero's Pose. So sit on both of your heels. Take a moment before we go to the other side. So this is kind of our base. This is our grounding. It's bringing us back to earth, really feeling like as if you had roots from a tree coming down from your sit bones, from your seat into the earth. So really grounding you and bringing you into that earth element. And then we're going to go ahead and step the left foot forward and come into that lunge again. So we're now in that low lunge again. So again, you can be more upright, or you can lunge more forward here. Kind of working through the hip flexors here. Breathing here for a moment, and then we're going to do the same thing. So go ahead and drop that left hand down and rise that left arm up. Did I just say, let's do this again. Right arm down if I mess that up. Right arm down, left arm up. I know that you know what I meant, but it came out the wrong way. Another breath there, reaching as if you could reach up toward the sky. So you're still keeping your body rooted firmly in the earth, but you're also stretching that arm up as if you could reach the sky. And then exhale and come back into that seated pose again. You can always sit on the block if you'd like. And just arrive here for a moment. So we're working to balance and bring balance back to earth element. This is a great time to balance this element end of summer, late summer, or anytime there's a seasonal change. So this is just one of those elements. It's just great to come back to anytime. Anytime you need some grounding, you just need to arrive here and feel your roots. And now from here, we're gonna come into a high lunge. So go ahead and step that right foot forward, and then go ahead and bring that back knee off the ground, and now you're in a high lunge. Now, I always suggest this, but if you're new to my teaching, widen out your stance if you feel unsteady here. So I have a fairly flat surface here, but it's still sand, so there's still some shifting. So I'm gonna widen mine out a bit. Arms up overhead into your high lunge. Inhale there, and then I want you to exhale, and we're gonna come back toward the back of our mat. So now I've got the left leg is bent, and this is a high skater. So you're gonna come into a high skater, and then you're gonna come back into your high lunge. There's gonna be some movement back and forth here. So you may have to adjust your stance a bit. High lunge, inhale, exhale into that skater. So yeah, your left leg is bent and your right leg is straight. Inhale, come back forward, right leg is bent, high lunge. Exhale into your skater. Now listen carefully. We're now gonna go to the back of our mat, so pivot around into your high lunge, and now, voila, like magic, your left leg is forward and your right leg is back. So adjust your stance, arrive here, I want those roots, get into the ground there, arms up overhead, and then exhale into your skater. So we're going back to the right here. So now you got your right leg is bent deeply and your left leg is straight. And then inhale, back to the back of your mat, high lunge. See if you can keep your balance there. Exhale into skater on the right. So now my right leg is bent. Inhale, high lunge, left leg is bent. Exhale into your skater there. We'll do it one more time for good measure. High lunge, and exhale, back over your right leg into skater. Now listen carefully. Now we're gonna pivot back to the front of our mat, and this is where your block would come in handy. So go ahead and grab that. I should have had you grab that earlier. And then from here, we're gonna sink back into yogic squat. So if you find this is difficult, you may stay more upright here. If you find that the block is helpful and you can come down, that's fine too. If none of those work, you can come into a seated posture. That is perfectly fine. So you can stay more upright, you can sit on the block, or if you're really feeling it and you're really like yogic squat like I do, then you can come into the full version. For a lot of people, that's really tough to do. So I'm gonna use the block. I'm gonna demo with the block. And from here, we're just gonna do yogic squat with a twist. So I'm gonna lower my block just a little bit, but you can put it on whatever height you want. And if you're seated, you can also do the twist. So good, open your knees if you are in the yogic squat as much as you can. And then bring that right arm out to the side, and the left arm is gonna come up and over. So you're twisting your body to the left. Breathe there for a couple of rounds. And then exhale and come back to center. And then we'll go to the other side. So bring that left arm out to the side and the right arm up. So now you're twisting your body to the right. This pose is also very grounding. It's helping to bring energy down. So sometimes we might be a little frenetic in our thoughts. Worry and rumination actually worry is the emotion that's associated with the earth element. Keep breathing there. So this can help bring that energy down, that rumination, that worry that you may be having. And then come back, stay here for just a moment, whether you're in a regular or cross-legged seat or you're in your modified yogic squat. And then from here, we're going to remove the block, and we're going to come on down and sit all the way back. Stretch that left leg out in front of you. And then from here, we're going to do a little equal part breath. So before we fold forward, I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to arrive here for just a moment. So go ahead and stretch that left leg out in front of you. My right leg is bent out to the side here. And we're just going to breathe. 4 count in and 4 count out. Very simple. If that's too many counts at once, you can do 3, you can do 2, whatever. You're really just going for equal in, equal out. So I will walk you through it. Inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once more. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to keep equal inhales and exhales as we're going to fold over this left leg. This is also very grounding and balancing with a balanced breath there. So go ahead and twist over that left leg and fold forward any amount. You can use your block since you have that. If you want to bring your head to a block, if it goes there. If it doesn't, you can even use it as a prop. You can prop your arms up on it. You could put it off to the side. You could not use it at all. Whatever feels good to you. I'm going to stay more upright here. That you can come forward any amount that you like, but you are twisting and folding over that left leg. So I was mentioning that the emotion that's associated with the earth element from a TCM lens is worry. Rumination also goes along with that. So a lot of us have that. We ruminate on things. We worry about things. Our minds are always going. So a grounding practice is so good to help bring us just back to our center, back to our roots. Can't guarantee it's going to get rid of all your worries and your ruminations, but if we can just ground the body and help bring that energy out of the head, get it down lower in our bodies, that can help. And I'm willing to, do what I need to get rid of some of those ruminating thoughts that might run through my head. Okay, come all the way back up, and now we're going to go the other side. So go ahead and stretch that right leg out to the side here. And now your left leg is bent in. And we're going to do equal part breath again. We'll just do 2 counts this time, or 2 rounds, I should say. So inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the same thing, we're now going to turn over that right leg there, and you're going to just bend over at any amount. You can stay more upright. We're not trying to go for our most deepest stretch ever. We're not trying to win an award here. We're really just grounding the energy down, balancing this element as it's, depending on when you're watching this video, but when I'm making this video, it's late summer. We're getting ready to transition into a new season. So it's really good to keep a watchful eye out and to help keep our bodies balanced during this transition. Seasonal transitions can be hard sometimes. Plus, if you're like me, I love summer. So the idea of colder weather, although I travel so I don't have to deal with the cold weather like a lot of people do, but when I did, I was always a little kind of bummed about cold weather coming, even though I love fall. Enough about that though. So let's go ahead and come all the way back up. And now we're gonna come onto our bellies here. And then from here, we're just gonna bend our right leg in and bring that in any amount. So I'm actually up on my left forearm and I'm bringing that right leg in. So now you're gonna feel it through your quads. And without going into too much detail, because I'm not making this all about TCM, but I am kind of excited about the knowledge that I've learned. Some of the meridians for our earth element run through the quads. So this is such a great one to do. And again, if TCM doesn't resonate with you, or you know nothing about it, you don't really care about any of that, you can let that go. Just know that you're helping open your quads. So, and energetically, this is also helping to move energy through those meridians. I like to give a little extra info here and there. Not everyone is interested, but it's always kind of fun to learn new little tidbits. And then we're going to release that leg, and we'll do the same thing. So now my right forearm is down, and we're going to just bend that left leg in and bring that in as close as you want. It can stay further out. If you have tight quads, I do. I can only bring it so far, and some can bring it all the way almost flat on the ground, and that is not me. And I practice yoga almost every day, so it is just what it is, and I work on them the best I can. So if you have tight quads and you're with me, then you understand my pain. If you have flexible quads, good for you. I might be slightly envious. And then from there, go ahead and release that. And then I'm going to suggest, for those of you that have extra time, you're going to lie back into a nice Shavasana. So you can go ahead and lie back there if you want as I close out this class. I'd also like to plant a little bit of seeds in regards to self-care. So another great way to nourish this element, to nourish your body, to just nourish you during a seasonal transition. Maybe your kids are going back to school. Maybe you're going back to school. Maybe whatever. Things are shifting for you. Try to plan a little bit of self-care into your week, even your day if you can, even 5 minutes, but at least once a week. Do a little something for yourself, whether it's enjoying a good book, enjoying a glass of wine with your good book, whatever it might be. Maybe if you have a lake nearby or a beach nearby before it turns cold, maybe you can find some time to get out and walk the beach or get in the forest. That's great self-care. Anything that you can do, especially getting in nature, it's a great way to nourish yourself. So if you're in Shavasana, go ahead and stay there and enjoy that and release everything. Just let your body go. And for those of you that need to move on, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this grounding class was helpful. I know it's short and sweet, but sometimes the sweetness, those short ones are sweet, and they can also be potent in their own right. So thank you for joining me, and until next time.